Hey guys, welcome to this week's episode. Today we're out on some public ground doing some scouting. It's a piece of property we know pretty well, but we're trying to learn a little bit more about this back half. It's definitely the best sign that I've seen so far, and there's a lot less hunters back here. So we're going to discuss some of the tips and tactics we use on public ground, what I look for, and hopefully we can find some really good sign and find some trees to set up some stands this season. We got a new Hilo stand from Novix that we're pretty excited to use. It's really lightweight, and I got a cargo box now, this new pack, so I'll actually be able to put my stand in my pack, so that should be awesome. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna head back to this backfield. We got a little bit of a walk, which is all right. That's the first thing I look for when I'm scouting public ground, is where the least amount of hunters are going. And when I hang a trail camera like August, September, I'm not only scouting for deer, but I'm scouting for human sign as well to see how many people are coming through an area. Try to find the least pressured spots. And those are the areas I want to key in on. So sometimes you gotta hike pretty far back, but that's all right. This new stand and this new pack's gonna make it a lot easier on us. And I can carry my climbing sticks and everything all on my back now, and my camera equipment at a much lighter weight than what I was used to using, so it should be pretty sweet. Alright guys, we're making our way to the back right now, and we're going to go ahead and start discussing what we're looking for on the way back here, and that's primary food sources, transition routes, any sign from maybe last rut. Look for some rubs. I'm seeing some bean fields, some corn fields. There's a skinny little pinch here that runs along here of timber, and some pretty decent hardwoods I can hang a stand up in. And if I come through from the road and I set up along this pinch here, I'm in between a cornfield and a bean field, and with the north wind I won't blow anything into the bedding area. It'll probably be a good observation stand early, get an idea of what's coming out in the food sources. And then on a south wind, I can actually hunt the other side and see what's coming into these beans. It might not be the best setup out here, but it's definitely going to be the safest one to start. And we'll get a camera hung up today right along this edge and see what we got going on through here. It's pretty thick through here. And the other thing that I'm looking for are deer stands and sign of people coming through here last season and hunting this. And as of right now, I'm not seeing any stands at all, which is good. So we're gonna have to decide if we want to hang this camera along this pinch, or if we want to put it a little bit closer to the bean field. Early season, the deer are going to gravitate more towards the primary food sources. So if you're trying to get an idea of what kind of deer are on the farm, you're going to probably want to hang your cameras more towards the main food. And then September, October, we'll start moving cameras from this main food source closer to the timber and transition routes. That's another tip for you guys. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to probably head right in this corner here and go ahead and get a camera put on this. It's a nice open grass CRP area right here with the cornfield behind me. Be a good spot to get some trail cam photos. We'll probably go ahead and move our camera to that bean field next if we're not getting any big bucks on camera back here. But I'm seeing a pretty big couple beds in here. So guys, when I'm looking for a primary food source, the spots I'm looking for to hang a trail camera are going to be areas that have big buck beds, and I'll show you what that looks like. So this right here, that is a big bed. 2 or 3 of me could fit in there. Those are exactly what I'm looking for. So honestly, hanging that camera up on this tree right here, overlooking this ag field, is probably going to be a really good spot to at least get this camera up and get an idea. of what's coming through this area. We'll go ahead and we'll set this camera up. We'll do some more scouting. We'll show you guys some other things we're looking for during August and September. And hopefully we can get some big bucks on camera. Alright guys, camera's all hung up. We're gonna head out this section anyway and head to some more property around here on this back corner. We know we got really good access north and south getting in here, which is awesome and kind of hard to find. And it's a far enough walk through here. We don't really feel like a lot of hunters are gonna be back here. It's kind of cool. It sets up like a 4 corners, bean field, cornfield, prairie grass, and then another bean field, all in a square. And we should be able to see for a long way. And then it looks like there's an alfalfa field way off in the distance. So the first couple sits we should be able to glass all the way up to that alfalfa field, get an idea of where we need to move as season progresses. I like to kind of set up the same way I do on private ground, a couple observation stands early, and as soon as I locate something worth getting after, then we start making moves. So I'm still going to be scouting for rubs and areas that I know there's going to be some fall activity. Deer always switch from their summer routes to their fall routes, but that's alright. We're just getting prepped for the beginning of season now, and we're looking for sign, knowing where we're going to move to probably after the first couple weeks of October. That pre-rut phase, the last week of October, man, that's my favorite. And this property is probably going to be decent. There's a lot of does out here, but there's also a decent amount of mature bucks in the area. This spot should be great. Well guys, thanks for tuning in on this week's episode and our little scouting mission we got here today on public ground. I appreciate you guys following us along, whether it's our habitat series or our hunting show. And probably here in the next couple weeks when we start getting some bucks on camera, fingers crossed, we'll do another update video on this property and show you what we're going to be targeting. Thanks again guys. See you next week.